let me ask you something, and I want you to actually think about this. When was the last time you were truly happy? Not excited, not distracted, not scrolling, not laughing at something for 3 seconds before forgetting it existed. Truly happy. Pause. Can't remember? Neither can most people. And here's the terrifying part. We live in the most comfortable time in all of more food than ever, more entertainment than ever, more ways to feel pleasure than any generation before us has ever had. And yet, depression is at an all-time high. Anxiety is at an all-time high. Loneliness is at an all-time high. We have everything, and we feel nothing. Why? Pause. Because somewhere along the way, we confused pleasure with happiness, and that single mistake is destroying us. Inside your brain right now, there are 2 completely separate systems, 2 different chemicals, 2 different feelings, 2 completely different experiences. The first one is dopamine. This is your wanting chemical, your craving chemical, your more chemical. Every time you get a like on Instagram, dopamine. Every time you take a bite of something delicious, dopamine. Every time you buy something new, dopamine. It feels incredible for about 3 seconds, and then it's gone, and then you want more. Beat. The second chemical is serotonin. This is your being chemical, your enough chemical, your here chemical. It's what you feel when you sit with someone you love and time disappears. When you finish something you're proud of. When you watch a sunset and for one moment, just one, your mind goes completely quiet. It doesn't spike, it doesn't rush, it doesn't explode. It just glows, quietly, steadily, deeply. Pause. Here's the problem. Dopamine and serotonin cannot exist in your brain at the same time. They are biological opposites. Every time you chase pleasure, every scroll, every snack, every notification, you are actively blocking your brain's ability to feel happiness. You are not finding happiness. You are running away from it. 1971. 2 psychologists, Brickman and Campbell, published a study that should have changed everything. They studied lottery winners, people who had won millions overnight, people whose entire lives transformed in a single moment, and they tracked their happiness levels. 1 month after winning, happiness through the roof. 6 months later, back to exactly where they were before. The same happiness level, the same baseline, the same ordinary feeling, as if the millions never happened. Beat. Then they studied accident victims, people who had lost the ability to walk, people whose lives had been shattered in a single second. 1 month after the accident, devastation. 6 months later, back to almost exactly where they were before. The same baseline happiness. They called this the hedonic treadmill. You run and run and run, chasing the next thing, the next pleasure, the next hit, and the treadmill moves with you. You never actually get anywhere. The promotion you wanted for 3 years gives you 2 weeks of happiness. The relationship you dreamed of becomes normal in 6 months. The body you worked years for feels ordinary the moment you have it. And then you want something else. Always something else. Always more. The treadmill never stops unless you decide to get off. Now here's what nobody tells you. There are entire industries worth trillions of dollars built on one single mission: keep you on that treadmill forever. Social media companies don't want you happy. Happy people put their phones down. They want you almost satisfied, always wanting just a little more, always one more scroll away from feeling okay. They hired the world's smartest neuroscientists and psychologists not to make you feel good, to make you feel just empty enough to keep coming back. The variable reward system, the reason you can't stop scrolling, is the exact same psychological mechanism used in slot machines. It was designed in a lab specifically for your brain, specifically to make sure you never feel like you have enough. Beat. Netflix doesn't want you to enjoy a show, they want you immediately need the next episode. Amazon doesn't want you to feel satisfied with your purchase, they want you clicking again within 48 hours. The entire modern world is an engineered dopamine machine, and you are inside it, running, on a treadmill that someone else built, in a direction someone else chose, toward a happiness that was never really there. And here's when it gets really dark. When you spend years chasing dopamine, your brain adapts. It downregulates, it protects itself. It reduces the number of dopamine receptors because it's been flooded for so long. And suddenly, normal life feels gray. A conversation with a friend? Boring. A walk outside? Pointless. A quiet evening? Unbearable. You need more stimulation just to feel normal. You need the scroll, the snack, the show, the shop, not to feel good, just to feel anything. This is what scientists call anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure from things that used to bring joy. And it's not depression in the way most people think of it. You don't feel sad, you feel nothing. A vast, gray, endless nothing. And the cruel irony? The very things you reach for to escape that nothing are the things that created it. Silence. The trap was always the pleasure itself. But here's what the greatest minds in human history all discovered, independently, across thousands of years, across every culture and every civilization, the same answer. The Stoics called it eudaimonia, not pleasure, but flourishing. The Buddhists called it equanimity, not excitement, but peace. Modern neuroscience calls it serotonin dominance, not craving, but contentment. Different words, same truth. Real happiness is not something you find, it's something you build, slowly, quietly, without applause, in the moments nobody sees. The conversation where you actually listened, the work you did even when you didn't feel like it, the person you were kind to when kindness cost you something, the morning you sat in silence and let yourself simply exist. Beat. These moments don't spike your dopamine, they don't give you a rush, they don't make you reach for your phone to share them. They just quietly, steadily, invisibly fill something inside you that the scroll never could. We were sold a lie, that happiness is a destination, that if you get enough money, enough likes, enough pleasure, enough stuff, you will finally arrive. You will finally feel it. You will finally be okay. But the destination doesn't exist. It was always a product someone was selling you, and you were always the customer. Pause. Real happiness is not loud. It doesn't trend. It doesn't go viral. It doesn't come in a package or a notification or a new season dropping Friday. It comes in the quiet, in the enough, in the moment you stop running, look around, and realize you were already there. You were always already there.